Bum bum bum. Boo doo 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 doo. News time.
Hello, all you happy people. Welcome back to Fireside Weekly News Roundup. Let's head over to Rex for your tech news.
I'm Rex Beaver. And now, the tech news. Well, it appears that mining is making a comeback. Or maybe it just never left. But either way, a mining farm has been found that contains 78 RTX 3080s. It is capable of generating $128,000 per year. Holy testicle Tuesday, Batman. It appears I'm definitely in the wrong business. It looks like the RTX 3080 Ti and 3060 12GB are actually real, as an entry made to the EEC reveals a list of next-gen, unannounced NVIDIA cards. The 3080 Ti is set to have 20GB of memory, with the 3060 having 12. Why in the actual hell would you give your base 3060 model 12GB and only 8 to the Ti model? That makes about as much sense as staying in one of Forkboy's dumpsters. NVIDIA's new architecture, Ada Lovelace, could be more powerful than the 3080 by up to 71%. Key changes to the architecture should give it a decent boost in performance over Ampere. Unfortunately, finding a 3000 series GPU available that doesn't cost deliver and $1,000 above MSRP is about as rare as seeing a Minotaur fucking a Pegasus. So odds are 4000 series won't be any different. NVIDIA also announced that an event is coming up on the 12th that should assumably unveil the 3080 Ti and 3060 12GB so that bots can buy them for their mining rigs. Intel 11900K benchmarks have leaked. Holy shit, their naming scheme is terrible. And once again, it's likely to be a power-hungry, toasty little beast. The 8-core CPU is said to hit 4.8 GHz all-core, while single-core hits 5.3 GHz. The base is 3.5. Synthetic benchmarks show it's still losing to AMD's offerings in multi-core, but winning in single-core scores. Hardware price increases are inbound or already here due to import tariffs being re-implemented once again. Looks like DDR5 memory modules are going to blow the doors off of the current DDR4 ones in both capacity and speed, as AData is developing DDR5 memory at 64 gigabytes at single stick capacity and 8400 megahertz speeds for the upcoming Intel 12th Gen Alder Lake platform.
Now over to Harry Johnson for some gaming news.
Howdy, I'm Harry Johnson. Bloober Team's highly anticipated game The Medium is set to release on January 28th and is now available for pre-install. This game will see players living and traversing two different worlds simultaneously. It serves to be the first true next-gen exclusive release for Xbox. A Microsoft patent for the Xbox Series XS has surfaced and could potentially be implying a third console, but could also simply be Microsoft covering their ass in terms of naming schemes moving forward. Epic bought a mall to convert into new company headquarters. The site is nearly 1 million square feet, and Epic says that some of the property may still be used by the local community. No word yet on whether or not FWNR will be renting dumpster space or not at this time. Square Enix and People Can Fly's game Outriders has announced its third delay and is now slated for an April release. Our assumption here at the studio is they saw how awful the launch for CDPR went and the shit show that followed, therefore deciding they didn't want to be cast into the internet's fiery pits of hell next to Cyberpunk. I love that game, by the way. It was announced, however, that there will be an Outriders demo in February. If you want more information on this game, be sure to check out the channel playlist. There you'll find some solid coverage and about all the info you can get on Outriders.
Let's go see what Random World News Jokey in my pants has for us this week.
All right, Bob, did you... Oh, Bob's gone? All right. Jeremy, the camera's wrong. No, it's wrong. I'm over here. Jeremy, I'm over here. The problem is I put the screen in the floor, so it's gonna stay in, but people get to look at that, look at the stuff. Yeah, they look at stuff, but I'm over here. That's great. Anyway, guys, welcome to FWNR. Welcome to the first episode of the year. I am Jokey in my pants, here to bring you some news, because we've been gone for a while, so there's shit to happen. So why don't we just start off the gate? I'm going to start off the gate going against Warner Brothers. Right before we took off, Warner Brothers, AT&T, DC, all that shit, said that all movies, there's like 21 movies coming out, with Wonder Woman 84 leaving this month. 21 movies total were going to be released on HBO Max and theaters. Clearly theaters were not very, not theaters, but directors were not very happy about that, because they felt it was going to be a loss of money if you put them in both, because people weren't going to go to a theater if they could stay home, which is the point that I made. Case in point, Wonder Woman 84 didn't turn out to be a great movie, so if you can just watch it if you have HBO, then why waste the money to go to a theater? Which is exactly what fucking happened, and now directors and studios are getting even more pissed. To add to that drama, Godzilla vs. King Kong is supposed to come out this year, but there's a legal lawsuit with Legendary Pictures, who is making the movie, because they weren't... Because as it turns out, guys, when they said they were going to put it to HBO Max and a theater on the same day, they didn't tell any of the studios that's what they were doing. AT&T and WB were just like, we're going to do this with these properties that we're going to release, and I don't know, that's just what we're going to do. I hope everyone's okay with that. And turns out, they're not okay with that. And Legendary Pictures is currently fighting WB over what day they even want to release it. They're just going to be nitpicky about it because they're like, fuck you didn't consult us about what you were doing to begin with. So Kong vs. Godzilla might not come out this year. This could turn into a legal battle of Legendary saying, go fuck yourself, and then it never gets released. So there's that. Welcome to 2021. We're starting off on a great foot all together, guys. Say it all together. We're all fine. So anyway, let's go over to a happier story. So I just have a neat little happy story here, that an animal control officer in Wellesley Animal Control Office, Sue Webb, retired after 45 years on the job. And I just want to say congratulations, putting in almost 50 years, animal control, helping animals. Yeah, congratulations to you, especially reading it over here. She used to go into the schools, and each year she'd pick out a different topic to teach the kids, so that every year it was something different, and the kids liked it when she came in, and she'd teach them something new about animals and whatnot. And overall, she really had a great time with her job. And you know what? Congratulations to you, especially the way she described it. She helped a lot of animals find their owners and was very big on microchipping. So just makes it a lot easier if your pet gets lost, things like that. So you know what? Good for you. We'll throw that in as a happy story. But of course, I can't end my short segment this evening without another animal story that's not so happy. How about a Rabid Racoon? Yeah, I know, I can hear the applause. Rabid Racoon story. So, down in Texas. Of course it's fucking Texas. Like, out of anything that's to do with animals, I always assume it's one of two places. Either Florida, because everything crazy happens in Florida, or... depending on the animal, might even be Texas. And a raccoon, good safe bet it could be either one. So a Rabid Racoon was chilling out in some family's fucking doghouse that they had out back. They called animal control. Turns out the raccoon had rabies, had just taken resident in the doghouse. They didn't let their dog out, even though he's vaccinated. You don't want your dog fighting a raccoon regardless. They took care of it. And Texas is kind of telling people, like, hey, be wary, because this is, like, the 7th case we've had this month of rabid animals. They had a rabid fox in the next town over from this one. and this is the city of Marble Falls. They've had a couple cases of rabid animals. Rabies is spreading around, so they're just telling people like, hey, you see any animal that you don't personally own, just stay away from it, because this seems to be spreading pretty quickly around the area, and we would just want to keep everyone safe. So if you live in Texas and you live around Marble Falls, don't feed the squirrels anymore, because they're likely to take more than just your peanuts. You see what I did there, guys? Okay, so anyway, I think Chipper's up next, but I think he's still in prison. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure they murdered a guy on their segment the one time. I think another time he got busted for something else. Welcome to Fireside Weekly News Roundup, whatever, 2021, guys. Newsroom is still on fire, and I can't get a cameraman that's worth a shit. So welcome, 2021.
Activate. Hey, Bob. Why are these applications in the trash?
I don't know. Wasn't me, and you can't prove it.
But I'm looking at the security footage right now and watching you do it.
Whoopsie.
Did you just crash the servers to erase the footage?
No.
Damn it, Bob. You know I need someone who can run this bunker with no experience but think they know it all. And that's not you.
You don't need this Michael from Michigan, or Joshua and his hair products that he's flinging everywhere while he runs his hands through it. I'm already doing it all.
Yeah, including Bomber's sister.
Speaking of her, I still don't have her name.
Oh, don't remind me. Bob, moving on. Now, what did you do with those applications?
Nothing.
Fuck it. Burst out that fucking silver and start the show. Recording live from Bunker Delta 8. This is your weekly FWNR Round the World PSA. I'm your host, Dre Chronic. And today's Shitty Weekly News, Rowan Atkinson, the same guy as Mr. Bean and Johnny English, wants to cancel culture. I don't know how you cancel something canceling, but canceling. That's a tongue twister and then some. Anyway, he was interviewed by UK Radio Times. Why was he interviewed by them? He should have been interviewed with those guys, those guys with the change in the pocket, the four guys. That's who he should have been interviewed by. They do great interviews. So he said, it's important that we're expected a wide... So Mr. Bean said, So Mr. Bean says, it's important that we're exposed to a wide spectrum of opinion, but what we have now is the digital equivalent of a medieval mob roaming the streets looking for someone to burn. It becomes a case of whether you're with us or against us, and if you're against us, you deserve to be canceled. On that note, don't forget to spade or neuter your fanboys or fangirls. Fuck you, Fort Worth, but remember, we don't love them hoes.
Now over to everyone's favorite Canadian, Chipper McBaglick. I'm Drippy Richard, signing off. Thanks for tuning in, all you happy people. We'll see you next week.